Welcome back everyone, it's Charlie. This is going to be my new Marvel Deadpool 3 video. We've also got some deleted scenes from the other Deadpool movies we'll break down. If you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the videos. We're doing an Amazon giveaway. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave all your theories about Deadpool 3 on the video. So we'll talk about the deleted scenes first, then I'll talk about the Deadpool 3 stuff. Starting with number 5, Ryan Reynolds has been posting a lot of Deadpool stuff the last couple of weeks as people have been stuck inside their homes inside the United States because of the virus. Recently, he posted a brand new deleted scene from the first Deadpool movie with Deadpool going full Kenny Rogers during the big bridge fight scene because Kenny Rogers had just passed away in real life. So RIP Kenny Rogers, here's that deleted scene.
On a warm summer's eve, on a train bound for nowhere, I met up with the gambler. We were both too tired to sleep. You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money. Sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the deal's done.
This is taking unsportsmanlike conduct to a whole new level.
That's just an example of the different things that they'll do on all the Deadpool movies. They did the same thing on Deadpool 2. There are a billion different versions of scenes that they work on. They workshop jokes. There are a lot of reasons why some of this stuff doesn't make it into the actual cut of the film. But number 4, if you guys didn't see it, Ryan Reynolds did talk about what's going on with Deadpool 3. He's been meeting with Marvel. As you can see, he's been posting pictures from inside the belly of the beast. He went on some talk shows last year to promote his charity, but was also asked about what's going on with Deadpool 3. This is the clip of him confirming that they're actually working on it right now actively. Even though they're homebound, they're still working on the story. Obviously, they're not going to be filming Deadpool 3 for a while.
Are there plans for yet another Deadpool in the franchise?
Yeah, we're working on it right now with the whole team. We're over at Marvel now, which is the big leagues all of a sudden. It's kind of crazy. So yeah, we're working on it.
When he says they're working on it right now, he's just talking about the actual story. Marvel has a lot of movies that are in story development phase before they actually rush into production. Number 3, who's coming back? So as you saw, Ryan Reynolds is one of the few X-Men based characters at Fox to survive the latest of many snaps. Think of the reboot of all the X-Men characters at Marvel, the Fantastic Four characters. It's just the latest in a line of snaps. Currently, the only people reported to be coming back for Marvel's Deadpool 3 are Ryan Reynolds himself as Deadpool, Colossus, Marina Baccarin's Vanessa, Josh Brolin's Cable, because he signed a 5-picture deal at Fox in Domino. TJ Miller's Weasel was already out at Fox when they were still making Deadpool 3 at Fox. He was already not going to continue in the movies when they still had their original plans. And there's no mention of Negasonic Teenage Warhead either, so she might not come back, but that hasn't been confirmed. So whatever their plans are now in terms of story for Deadpool 3, it sounds like the rest of the cast will be a mixture of new core Marvel Studios characters and X-Men based characters. There have been rumors about new writers and new directors coming in for Deadpool 3. I don't know if the rumor about new writers coming in is true. Paul Wernick and Rhett Reese have been the writers on Deadpool since way back when they started developing it in 2008. This saga of Deadpool goes back to 2008 after Wolverine Origins. But I do think the report about Marvel wanting to bring on a new director for Deadpool 3 is true. Now, as for who that director is in question. There are a lot of rumors about them wanting to get Taika Waititi to do Deadpool 3. But here's the thing with that. Way back around Thor Ragnarok, Taika Waititi had heard that Marvel might get its characters back because they had just started the Fox Disney buyout deal. So he was replying to people on Twitter saying that it would be great to do Deadpool inside a Thor movie or use the Deadpool character in some way or do a new Deadpool movie. So it just sounded like he was a big fan of Ryan Reynolds and the Deadpool character. Here's the thing about that though, he hasn't said anything about it since then, and that was a couple of years ago, and he's getting ready to start shooting Thor 4 Love and Thunder before the end of this year. So if he's also going to do Deadpool 3, he wouldn't be able to start on that till 2022 after he finishes releasing Thor 4. Right now, the target release date for Deadpool 3 at Marvel in Marvel Phase 5 is 2022 or 2023. So I think that kind of takes Taika out of the running because it would take about 2 years to develop the movie and he wouldn't be able to start on it till 2022. That means they wouldn't be able to release his version of it till 2024. So you're free to fan cast any kind of director you want at this point. Here's the funny thing though, number 2 WTF, I just did a Fantastic Four video. I've done a couple about what Marvel's doing with the new Fantastic Four characters and Easter eggs in the MCU, but there was actually a bunch of deleted scenes of the Fantastic Four in Deadpool 2 before they finished making that movie. Originally, they had plans to include Fantastic Four characters because who better to use for comedy than the maligned Fantastic Four? They've had so many bad runs at Fox. They kind of did the same thing with the Deadpool character, like they kind of trash him during Wolverine Origins, then they wind up doing this really awesome version of the character in the Deadpool movie, so why not try the same thing with the Fantastic Four characters? So as you see from the concept art that they did for the movie, this would have been the version of the Fantastic Four from the 2015 Josh Trank Fantastic Four. Who better to make fun of, right? What happened with that, though, is that was early on, and it was Tim Miller's version of Deadpool 2. He eventually left the project because he said most of his decision-making power had been taken away from the studio, and he didn't want to have to direct someone else's version of Deadpool. He wanted to do his version of Deadpool. David Leitch was hired to come on and take over the movie, and by the time they had gotten started, Michael B. Jordan wasn't available anymore because he was signing on to play Killmonger in the Black Panther movie, and the people at Fox just wanted everyone to forget about that Fantastic Four movie. So they took that giant story arc out of the movie and replaced it with all the Juggernaut scenes and more X-Force scenes. So what would have happened in the Deadpool 2 Fantastic Four scenes is you have Deadpool facing off against the Fantastic Four as part of this larger mutant plot. They were still doing that part of the film. But whereas they leaned really hard on the X-Mansion in the X-Men Dark Phoenix cameo scene during Deadpool 2, you have to imagine them just replacing some of that stuff with Fantastic Four scenes, which I think may have actually been more fun, even though it was cool to see the X-Men finally show up in a Deadpool movie. When they replaced some of that Fantastic Four stuff with the Juggernaut stuff, also as a way to save money, they actually had Ryan Reynolds do the voice of Juggernaut. So even though they spent way more money making Deadpool 2, they still did try to save money by not including a bunch of extra characters. Because Kevin Feige and Marvel are rebooting the Fantastic Four inside the MCU, and Deadpool 3 is kind of going to be its own self-contained thing that's rated R, whereas most of the MCU movies in tone are PG-13, that's probably why the Fantastic Four is going to be off limits for Deadpool 3, as cool as it would be to see them reference all that stuff, even if you can't include those characters. In number 1 WTF, there have been rumors about them referencing the Omega Red character during the Black Widow movie because they're going to be in Russia, so there's going to be a lot of Russian Marvel comic book characters referenced in addition to Red Guardian and people we haven't seen before. But during Deadpool 2, there's a deleted scene with Omega Red that they finished inside the prison that Deadpool gets sent to. It was really big. It's surprising that it didn't make the final cut of the film because it would have been really cool.
What's your character's name?
It's Omega Red.
Omega Red?
Omega Red.
You're gonna go through makeup, or are you just gonna kind of be as is?
Yeah. No, I skipped it for today. Yeah.
What are your powers?
I got carbonantium through my veins, kind of the same. I'm like the Russian Wolverine. I let off like pheromones so people can't get close to me or they'll die. Super strong, super agile.
Little chest.
You know, something to keep me busy, you know, in between cuts.
Rolling camera.
It's your move.
Rolling.
Speaking of other Russian comic book characters during the Black Widow movie, hopefully they'll reference Whiplash and his father, Crimson Dynamo, because it's been a while since we've seen him in Iron Man 2. The only thing that's really off limits to Deadpool is actually putting someone like Robert Downey Jr. or someone like Chris Evans in the movie. They can make fun of those characters, like Deadpool can make fun of Iron Man, he can make fun of any of the Avengers, but actually putting a lot of the mainstream Avengers inside the movie is a bit off limits. Ryan Reynolds is still trying to get Hugh Jackman to come back and do more Wolverine stuff, even though he's adamant that he is permanently retired. So if they find any way to convince him to do stuff with Deadpool 3, I think it would just be Hugh Jackman cameoing as Hugh Jackman, or just doing Wolverine jokes and then showing Hugh Jackman pictures. So remember to keep your expectations realistic. But if Ryan Reynolds starts talking about Deadpool 3 again, revealing any more details, I'll totally do a new video. Leave all your requests in the comments below. While you wait for everything, click here to learn about all the Marvel movies that have been either delayed or canceled this year, and click here for all the Fantastic Four Easter eggs in the MCU movies so far. Thank you so much for watching. Everyone stay safe. I'll see you guys tonight.